Here are our friends. Shalom, shalom. Great. All right. Bruchim habayim, everyone. So good to be together. My name is Rabbi Danielle Upbin. I'm very pleased and happy to be here with you today. And if you would please go ahead and use the chat, let us know where you are coming from and maybe a blessing you want to share with our community today. With gratitude to my Jewish learning for providing this sacred space for us so we can gather, be together in our little Zoomverse and beyond. Today, we are going to be looking at Psalm 87. And a reminder of our goals in this time together is to work through the book of Psalms. That's what we're doing. And each time we distill a word, an idea, a concept from the psalm that we're looking at and bring it into our own lives, maybe for our own sense of well-being and meditation. So that is the process as we do every day, every time we meet. We'll be looking at a psalm and then using that psalm or an idea within the psalm, really, for some sacred time of meditation and visualization. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let's begin actually with settling in meditation, kind of, we call it grounding, just to come into this space together and recognizing that it took a lot of effort to get here. For some of us, it's more than just flipping on the computer. We have to create our space and kind of allow ourselves to have this special and sacred time together. So let's go ahead. If you feel comfortable, if you're sitting, great, and walking, laying down, whatever works for you. I'm going to prompt for sitting. So feeling your feet connected to the ground. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. And since we're doing some heart work today, you might want to stretch, especially if it's early for you and you're catching this time together. You're just creating some openness around the heart space. Waking up the body a little bit. Just notice how your body feels today. You need to just breathe in some little extra space or love to any part of your body right now. The emotional body, mental body, physical body, allowing ourselves to become fully present here. A few more cycles of breath. Notice the in-breath. Notice the out-breath. Elongating the in-breath. Maybe to a count of 3 or 4. And then exhale, maybe 4 or 5. Slowing down the breath, allowing yourself to become fully present here, allowing the breath to be our anchor. Tremendous gratitude for our lives, for this sacred community, and for the sacred text that guides us. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai nai 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 nai. Yai nai 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 nai. Yai nai nai nai. Yai nai 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 nai. Yai nai 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 nai. Yai na 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 na. Yai na 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 na. Today we're going to be exploring Psalm 87. See if I could get that pulled up for us. Okay, the sustainer. So I should give also a lot of credit to Safaria, which is the sheet maker that I use, and probably many of your other teachers do, who operate with my Jewish learning. And Safaria is having a campaign right now to raise funds so that it can continue to be a hub of Torah text that many of us turn to when we want to craft source sheets or look up pretty much any kind of sacred text. It's all on there. So that's Safaria. If you're not familiar with it, you can be. So put the source sheet in
Rabbi,
our.
just so you know, we're looking at the corner,
Oh,
and Safari has a very beautiful website, but
thanks, Mara.
we're not seeing any text.
Cool. We'll try that again. All right, there is the text. And I'll just try one more time. So the text is in the chat. And how about now?
Much better.
Okay. So Psalm 87 is an ode to Jerusalem, but more than an ode to Jerusalem, Zion, okay, and that's going to be an operative word for us today in our meditation, Zion, which is another name for Jerusalem or Zion, as it's known in English. It's really about us and our special place, those of us who yearn for Zion, those of us who yearn for Zion, whether we live there or not, the psalm will explain that we are part of its story, we are part of its history, and we are part of its future. This is apropos for those who are interested in Israeli history that Psalm that in the War of 67, Jerusalem was reclaimed by Israel from Jordan, and that was a pivotal time in modern Jewish history and modern Israeli history to have this Kotel, the Western Wall, and the place of where the great holy temple was to be in the midst of the Jewish people once again. So that takes us a little far afield, but it's apropos because Jerusalem Day, Yom Yerushalayim, is upon us. It's actually tomorrow, I believe. So this is just something to think about as well. And here right now, however, we are entering into an ancient landscape of Jerusalem and even a metaphysical landscape of Jerusalem, which is known as Zion. Another meaning of Zion is excellence, is special, is distinguished. So I want us to keep that in mind today, that this idea of Zion as being part of something distinguished, excellent. In Hebrew, the word mitsuyan. Mitsuyan is a Hebrew word for excellence, and the root word is Zion. So what is it about Zion that is yotzei min haklal, that is extraordinary? And what is it about that aspect of Zion that is connected to us that's extraordinary as well? And again, in order to really delve into the meditative aspect of this psalm, we need to shed politics and shed geopolitics and shed even a bit of history and just place ourselves squarely in this biblical ideal, okay, of Jerusalem, if you're with me on that. Okay, so here is the psalm. It's pretty short. And so that's how we know it's an ode. It's something that pilgrims probably knew by heart. And so we can sing it together or say it together as well as we unpack it. Psalm 87. Livnei korach mizmor shir, yesudato berei kodesh. אוהב אדוני שערי ציון מכל משכנות יעקב, נכבדות מדובר בך עיר אלוקים סלע. אז כי רב בבבל לידי הנה בלשת בצור, עם כוש זה יולד שם. ולציון יאמר איש ואיש יולד בה והוא יכוננה העליון. אדוני יספור בכתוב עמים זה יולד שם סלע, ושרים כחוללים כל מעייני בך. It's a psalm, a song of Korach. On the holy hills stands the city which God founded, this holy city. Ohev Adonai Sha'arei Tzion. God loves the gates of Zion, Mikol Mishkanot Yisrael, above and beyond all of the other dwelling places of Jacob. Verse 3, glorious things are spoken of you, O city of God, Selah. Azkir Rahav Ubavel. I remember, or I mentioned Rahav, which is another name for ancient Egypt. It's actually like a symbolic of a sea monster, or a Bavel. Well, the fact that this is noted here, it is, of course, an ancient city, but some say this was maybe penned after the return from the Babylonian exile. Right, places where that were, very known, where Israel had, let's say, negative experiences. And to those who know me, going on in other places like Philistia and Tyre and Cush, people say of those places, oh, so-and-so was born there. Like you could just be from any of those places. But when speaking of Zion, when speaking of Zion, okay, this idea is one and all was born there. There's something metaphysical about this place of Zion. It's not just like any place, like, oh, I'm from Jersey, or I'm from Anchorage. All those are great places. Or I'm from, London, or I'm from Clearwater. No, I'm from Jerusalem. And who are the ones who are able to say that we're from Zion? And notice Yerushalayim as a word, as a city, as a name is not used here. It's Zion. It's Zion. So there's something extraordinary about this place, right? It doesn't even have to be named in any other way. Zion, it's the marked place, the special place. So for those who are lovers of Zion, lovers of Zion, it's as if we're from there. And there's a story that Rav Kook about in the time of, one of the early in gatherings in modern Jewish history, that Rav Kook had said, and this is 1900s, people would be coming to Israel, and they weren't just emigrating there, and Rav Kook had to defend that these people who are coming from other, places on boats shouldn't be turned away because they're coming home. They're coming home. And to explain that to the English empire that was there, the British Empire that was there, this isn't just an immigration story. This is about coming home, right? So everyone who throws their hat in with Zion, right? For those who long for Zion, which is a mitzvah, right? That each and every one of us is as if we're from there, okay? And then going on, Zion Yomar, oh yeah, that's that one, okay? And it's not just born there, from there. God Most High established this place. It's like being from God's holy city, from God's holy place, even from God's holy abode. And then finally, Adonai Yispor Bichtav Amim Ze Yulad Sham Sela, verse 6. The Lord will inscribe in the register of the people that this follower of mine was born there, Stella. Right? So those who yearn for Tzion, we end up in a register, in a roster, that we were counted among those who longed for Zion. And then this last verse, so beautiful. Visharim kecholalim kol ma'ayanei bach. Singers and dancers alike will say, all of my well springs of blessings are in you, meaning in Zion. so many ways to interpret this psalm, and I've pieced together a variety of translations for us to get what I think kind of works. But it's an ode to Jerusalem. So to think that our ma'ayanot, our well springs, our source, our roots are in this place somehow, whether you picture it in Tzion Shalmala or Tzion Shalmata, this holy metaphysical place of Tzion, or the actual place, right? Where do we see ourselves in this drama of Tzion that's unfolding through history? So what I'd like for us to focus on in this meditation today is, and then we'll take this, and then we'll take this last verse and we'll use this last verse in our concluding song, Visharim kecholalim kol ma'ayanei bach. So beautiful. Thinking about ourselves in the uniqueness of Zion, that ish va'ish, that those of us who throw our hat in there, we're in this kind of a unique place that each of us matters. Each and every one of us is counted. Okay. I'm going to share with you one more piece here that I found here. And I found this in the Koran commentary of, and this is Rabbi Sachs, actually, of Zichron Livracha, a commentary on the Psalms. And he offers, why do we have this comparison to Rahav, Babylonia, and the other nations? And he says that there are two kinds of groups. One is the sum of a larger number of parts, but to which no single part is essential, like a bushel of wheat, right, that contains thousands of kernels. And if you lost a few, it would still be a bushel of kernels, right? If you lost them all, well, then of course you'd feel the difference. But you could lose a few here and there, and it's still, right, that bushel of wheat. But he says the other kind of group is an organic one, where each and every one of the parts plays a role, and the organism dies or loses its integrity or even its identity with the absence of one of its vital parts. Even like the human body, right, where each of the parts of us have a function and a form. Yes, of course, we could go on without certain things, but not other things, right? So according to the psalmist, this is the difference between Zion and other places or other nations, right? We're not looking to distinguish ourselves above and beyond anyone right now, but just looking at this idea of what does it mean to feel yourself as an integral part of a whole, So I'm going to stop the share. As we think about ourselves in this moment, in this meditation, which is meant to be a timeless meditation, okay, to think of ourselves in the sense of mitsuyan, of excellence, of Sion in the sense of appointed, where our whole being is essential to the whole. Thinking about this meditation group today, all of us who are here in our Zoomiverse and beyond, right, all 96 of us or so today, right, that each of us is an essential part of this group today. And that wherever you show up in your life today, that you are needed and you are necessary. And to think of ourselves in terms of our roots in heaven, in a wellspring that exists there. And all of this for our longing to be part of this incredible time that we're in this incredible group that we're in, that we have a reason to be, and we are counted, and we are necessary. So let's take this idea of this being part of Tzion, where we are counted and we are counted on to show up, to feel that sense. It's not a sense of self-importance. That's not what it is. It's a sense of importance, along with each and every one of us here, that we all have our role. Oh, you can't see me? Someone say that? Do I need to do something?
It looks like your camera went off.
Oh, my camera went up. Oh, that was weird. Just throwing my voice.
And now you're back.
Was for added effect. Okay. Thanks. I didn't even know. Okay. So let's go ahead and take some of these visualization and a feeling into our body. Okay. So if you'd like, if you haven't already, Apparently I closed my eyes for you. So you couldn't see me, right? But we're back now. Going ahead and if you want, you can also put yourself in gallery view so that you could see everybody if that's meaningful to you in this meditation, to see yourself as part of a whole, or just to know that we're all here together. Okay. So you can close your eyes and find that soft, gentle gaze. Taking another deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. Following that breath, your animated life force, feeling breath swirling within you and then exhaling. Knowing in the most uplifting way that this breath connects all of us and connects us to the divine who breathes into us that first breath and who sustains us with each breath. With these next few cycles of breath, allowing yourself to feel the fullness of your own being. Allowing yourself to feel fully counted, fully seen, fully heard. Be offering your own prayer of gratitude for the fullness of yourself. With an awareness that the fullness of self is part of this greater community. An uncountable number of us. All of us together, striving and yearning and connected to our source. Seeing your roots in heaven, in a wellspring of vitality, of strength, of love. A wellspring that isn't just for you, but shared by all of us, and one that connects all of us. What does it feel like in your body to be aware of a wellspring of your own source, a source of healing, of love, and a source that connects each and every one of us? In these next few cycles of breath, aware not only of the source that connects us, but allowing that awareness to open into song and dance internally, celebration, gratitude. Singers and dancers alike, singing all of my ma'ayanot, the source of my blessings, are in you. Yai, dai, da, dai, dai. Yai, dai, 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 da, dai, dai. Yai, dai, 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 da, dai, dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. When you're ready, placing hand over heart if you'd like, and hand over hand. We conclude our meditation with a word, a prayer for peace and healing, wholeness, and a reminder of where we've been communally, a reminder to take the peace in our heart out into the world today. Shalom 3 times. Shalom. 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 This concludes our meditation for today.